Hello, today I'm going to share with you my top tips for slimming the waist. And this is important not only from a looks perspective, but also from our general health as well. It is a guideline that women have a waist circumference of 35 inches or less. Of course, we're all different and that's just a general guideline. But what I'm going to share with you is the best way to measure your waist, to track this, and then to get noticeable results so that when you are tracking, you're seeing changes. This is really exciting. So I have this handy little tape measure that's upside down. Let me turn it around, that I really like because it gives me a very accurate measurement. I just got it on Amazon. It's called Renfo. And what you do is you put it around your waist and then slide this part in and it'll tighten up. And then it'll give us an exact measurement of our waist, okay? Obviously, it's like not working. Because I'm on video, of course. I know that I'm about at 28 point something right now. And I have noticed a big change from implementing a couple things that I'm going to share with you. There we go, now it's back up. Let's tighten this up right around your waist. You want to go at the narrowest part of your waist, just before where your hips start. Yeah, 28.3 is where it's at right now. That's not too tight or too loose. You also want to, after you exhale, is when you take the measurement. Yeah. So, I mean, you can do it with just a regular tape measure. That's how I've done it for years. But something that I did want to share with you is what I'm seeing out there is so many people posting videos like, I did this workout or this exercise and now my waist is flat and cinched, or with this one move, you're gonna see a huge change in your core. And that sounds great, but that's not necessarily the truth. You see, for most of us, to lose an inch around the waist, that converts to somewhere between 5 to 8 pounds of fat loss. So we can't really talk about flattening the belly or cinching the waist if we're not talking about overall fat loss as well. Then what comes into play is your body type. We all have different body types and areas where we store fat. So that's going to change as well. So let me share with you a couple of my tips that have gotten me down 1.5 inches and are going to keep working as I stick with them. So tip number 1 is maybe taking a look at tracking your calories or measuring your food and logging it. That is just a great way to help us naturally eat a little bit less. That's been making a big difference for me. Number 2 is the stomach vacuum, as well as a targeted core routine. And we're gonna get into cardio in a sec, but I'm just talking about the actual muscles. So crunches and sit-ups, maybe you've wondered like, why when I do a bunch of crunches and sit-ups, doesn't my stomach look any different? And that's because when you do that, you're not working the deep muscles of your core, you're working the 6-pack muscles of your core, the one that's the most visible and the most external. That muscle is great because when you lose weight, it's gonna show a little bit more. And it's a good muscle to work, but it's not the one that is going to be like a corset cinching everything in. That is your transverse abdominis. Now, I teach women how to properly activate and work their transverse abdominis so they can see noticeable changes within their waistline and the flatness of their belly. I do it inside the Trim Core Challenge, which I've linked around this video for you. It is a 15-minute follow along from home routine that you do just a couple times a week that is designed to get you the best, most visual results in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of effort, all while being safe, effective, fun, and totally doable no matter what your fitness level is. We are going to start you off at the basics and progress so that you really see changes and feel changes in your body. So I've linked that around this video for you, or just comment video and I'll send it to you, okay? Now, inside the trim core challenge, not only do we work the core, the back, the obliques, the rectus abdominis, the TVA, the diaphragm with our stomach vacuums, we do all of that, but we also help to ignite the metabolism with 4 minutes of HIIT cardio at the end. What HIIT cardio does is it really spikes the metabolism so that it burns at an elevated rate for the next 24 to 48 hours, which is amazing. If you can get your body burning and firing on all cylinders, it's gonna make weight loss that much easier. And if you think about just an inch around here, like just an inch around your waist is 5 to 8 pounds. That's a good bit of weight for most of us to lose just to see an inch of loss around our waist and going down in a pant size. Like, it takes a lot more than you think. But I've found that when my metabolism is revving after these workouts, mixed with the right core moves and being mindful of what I'm eating, that's when everything starts to change. And I'm noticing my pants are fitting more comfortably. I'm not having the belly bulge when I sit down as much, like all of those things that just don't feel as comfortable, and I've noticed since getting older and having my son Bodhi, my weight does sit more on this lower area. So it takes a while for my body to start losing down there. I always start losing on my upper body and my face, my chest. Unfortunately, all of that starts going down, and then eventually it goes to the upper belly and the lower belly last. So I know I'm gonna have to keep working for a little bit to see changes. But some women, they hold their weight more in their hips and butt, and their belly is flatter, or we hold it in our arms. Like, you don't know where your body is gonna take the fat from. You just have to do your best and keep working at it. So I like to do my waist circumference once a week. Lately, I've been measuring myself probably closer to 5 times a week, just so I can get more of an average. And you also want to work on the ratio of your hips to your waist as well, right? Like, those two things is what's going to give you that shape that you're looking for. For this one, you want to go right about at your hip bones at the front here and measure there, because you can also keep working at that ratio by training the glutes. I think that's about right. Yeah, so that's 37 around the hips. 37.5 around the hips and glutes, and 28 around the waist. So if you care about the way you look and the way you feel and your health and longevity, in my opinion, one of the best things you can do is work on measuring your waist. If you don't want to do the scale, that's fine. Measure your waist, measure your hips, and that is going to get you to a good place where you're going to know what's really going on. Because I think for a lot of us, we just kind of avoid this area. Like, we almost just are like, okay, well, scales were cool for a bit. Now they're not as popular. So now we're not even stepping on the scale, but we're also not measuring ourselves. So it's like, except for how your clothes feel, it can get kind of hard to get a true assessment of where you're at. And in order to see results and keep going, I think one of the best things you can do is track it. So my advice to you is take a starting measurement of your waist. Sign up for the 8-week trim core. Maybe you can make it to 12 weeks. Every week, measure your waist, log it, and see where it's at. Combine that with tracking your calories or tracking your portion sizes. And I really think that's going to get the ball rolling for you, where you start seeing noticeable changes and feeling your pants looser, and you're tracking so you know what's going on. And as you see the circumference of your waist go down, you're going to get more motivated to keep going. This is possible for you. If we have no health conditions or anything like that, I want you to know that with some work, you can see noticeable changes. For me, it takes about 4 to 6 weeks before I see anything happen. And so often I'll see women be like, I've been working out for 3 weeks. and I don't see anything. And that's when they give up. And I'm like, no, just go 4 to 6 weeks. That's when you really start seeing things. Like 4 to 6 weeks, don't stop. Make a plan, follow that plan for 4 to 6 weeks. I will be there with you. See where you're at and keep going. You can definitely do this. Does it take work? Yes. But with me, I have you hooked up with the best workout plan to get you results in a short amount of time with such little amount of effort that I know you're gonna see changes. And it's not just me. I mean, I've helped hundreds of thousands of women with this exact routine. Women who felt like, I'm not seeing any changes. I'm just stuck with this belly forever. I've had 4 kids. I'm a grandmother. Like, no, it's never too late. You can do this, okay? If you have any questions, leave them down below. And I can't wait to get you started on this routine. I think you're going to love it. If you don't have the trim core yet, what are you waiting for, honey? Now is the time. Pick it up, comment video or link around this video. And let's start on this, okay? Sunday. Tomorrow's Monday. You can start any of the day of the week, but hey, Monday is a pretty darn good day, I would say. Have a great rest of your day. I hope you found this video helpful. Big hugs. Lots of love. Bye-bye.